Hello, my name is Whaler and welcome to Stream Many Things, and today we are going to be unboxing this behemoth. It'll be fun, I'm excited, lots of dragons, lots to look forward to. Welcome to Brick by Brick. So, this is the first set that has introduced what is called a super booster. They are a bit larger, and I believe they have two huge or similar sized minis inside of them. But I'm really excited because this came out and I love a lot of the monsters in it, and I'm really glad that we have the ability to get some more Drake Dragon style minis. So I guess without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into it. Let me grab the tool that I need. And we're going to be doing the super boosters last, just like we do the heavier of the boxes and the brick last. We're going to be doing the super booster last. So let's cut into this first box using hobby tools and not a knife, which is probably not the best decision, but you know, it is what it is. And much like our previous videos, we are going to be doing the smalls first, and then we will get into the larges and stuff later. So, I haven't looked at a lot of these minis, so honestly, I don't know what I'm getting into, and that's exciting. So, our first mini of this set is number 9 of 46, which is a green guard drake. Drakes are really cool, guard drakes specifically, because they have different attributes that are attributed to the different colors of dragons, much like normal dragons do. But they're quadrupedal, no wings, and are excellent guard pets. The paint job on it is relatively okay. I mean, it's green. The back, like, webbed spines probably could have a little bit more detail on them, but it's never hurts to have stuff like this on the table. I actually kind of enjoy the fact that a lot of these minis are probably going to be used in my games, so spoilers for my players if they're watching this. But yeah, green guard drake, 9 of 46. That's our first one of the set. Next one up. And sorry if you hear the sound of it. I'm still trying to work on how to get that sound out, but that's okay. All right. Number 15 of 46, the Amethyst Dragonborn. A little warped, flowing backwards, but I love the purple color on this. I'm really excited about gem dragonborns because I know a lot of people have been wanting gem dragons for a long time, and it's cool. It's cool to have more of a choice that you can when it comes to creating a character, but also, you know, it makes good story hooks. How are gem dragons in your world? Like, where were they? Where are they? And stuff like that. So, I'm really excited about the expanded lore that came with this book. But paint job wise, it's pretty standard. It looks decent. The purple really kind of permeates most of it, but they did pretty well on making sure that it didn't bleed into other areas. Some places it did. I'm always a sucker for putting a wash on metallics and kind of dry brushing over it to look better. You can see any of our mini paint and chill videos. Dry brushing is like one of my favorite things to do. But really overall, not a bad mini. Fun little guy, fun little thing I can add into games, and I'm excited. So, really good mini. That's 15 of 46. All right, final small mini of this box before we get to the large. I have no idea what this is, but I will sure find out. The Egg Hunter Adult, number 1 of 46. It looks like a giant spider or ant with just a really bulbous butt. The paint job looks very earthy. It's very earth toned, which I'm assuming is, you know, on purpose. I again haven't read too much up on these creatures, so I'm assuming that this is probably a like a creature that hunts dragon eggs and eats them for food. There are many different creatures in the real world. There are snakes that eat eggs. There are a massive amount of creatures that eat eggs as food to, find a source of protein and sustenance. So why wouldn't there be in a fantasy world? Again, I don't know too much about these, but I think it's a really cool mini. It looks really cool. It's fairly well painted for being so small. The eyes definitely could have used a better job, but overall, I think it's relatively nice. So yeah, that's one of 46. This is the most common out of the set, so we'll probably get a couple duplicates, but that's the Egg Hunter Adult. All right, on to the large. For this box, really cool paint job on this. This is number 31 of 46, the Gem Stalker. And this is one of the minis that has those little round circles on the base to show you what space it actually takes up, but having a larger base to let it actually be able to sit on it properly, which I appreciate, because there's a lot of minis that if you were to put them to scale on the base that they have, they'd be much smaller than you would imagine. So it's really nice that they've been able to do that, especially with the clear bases. But I mean, this is cool looking. It's got some dry brushing on it, which like I said just a second ago, I really appreciate. The little amethyst geodes coming out of the back are absolutely gorgeous. There's a little bit of dry brushing on the bottom abdomen of this creature. Again, I don't know too much about these. I should probably read up again on Fizbans, but it looks gnarly. There's a centerpiece in the chest that looks really cool. The claws are done relatively well. And I mean, it's actually a very pretty mini. It reminds me of the hook horror that I painted a couple months ago, but it's pretty cool. I actually really like this, the mini overall. I'll have to look to see and double check what they are. If you want a better idea of what these things are, definitely go check out the Gallant Goblin. They do really, really amazing work when it comes to reviewing sets. They get a lot of the lore behind some of the creatures, so you can get a better idea of it. I really just rate it off of paint job and stuff like that. And I like reviewing minis because it's fun. I don't get sponsored, anything like that. It's literally just because I want to. But yeah, this is a really cool mini. Definitely like the mold line, the top part you probably could have glued a little better, and all the pieces. But overall, I mean, you're going to have minis like this that are going to be of this size, that are going to have those lines anyway. So really happy with it. And that's number 31 of 46, the Gem Stalker. So that is our first box. Let's go ahead and jump into our second one. I did I did 4 lighter ones and the 2 heavier out of the 6 regular box sets that I got. I put with the super boosters, and I'll actually do those first before the super boosters. But yeah, the second box, I should probably open this away from the microphone. Well, that one fell out of which is fine, because that means I won't make any noise. Let me pull this out. All right. All right, I'm going to do this one because it looks cool, and I think I know what it is. So the first small or medium out of this box is a rare. I think it's a rare. It's number 38 of 46, the Washtub Mimic. I love mimics. We painted some on stream a while ago, and I absolutely love them. The paint job on this is actually phenomenal. The eyes and like the face and the tongue look so good. The barrel itself looks actually like a barrel, or a wash tub, sorry, I should say. The water kind of splashing out of it looks really, really, really good. I mean, just from a paint perspective, I'm very happy with this, but from a DM perspective, you can never have enough mimics, you know? you should have at least like 6 different kinds in your arsenal, if you use minis at the table, because you never know what they're going to run into. I literally have a creature that uses a army of mimics as their like protectors. So the teeth look very good. There's a nice dry brushing effect on that. The mouth is painted very well. There's a nice small gradient to the like skin that's coming out of the wash tub itself, which I love. It's very hard to get that effect. It's a lot of wet blending. So there was a lot of love put into this mini. I don't know exactly how they paint them. If they get like mass producing people to just go through and paint things, but if that's the case, whoever put, you know, their work into this really did a good job. So really happy with this. This is number 38 of 46, the Washtub Mimic. Yeah, I just love it. Looks so cool. All right, our next medium / small out of the set. And for those who don't know, who aren't aware, you get 2 to 3, sometimes even 4 mediums in each box, depending on what what luck you have, and then you get 1 large. So the next medium mini, I should say, that is in this box is number 12 of 46, Colenth. This creature looks pretty gnarly. I like the pelt that it has in its hand. I like the spear. It is a little bent, but the spear looks really cool. It looks like a Sahagin. It might be like a Sahagin or Sahuagin, sorry, for those of you who, I'm probably butchering the name of it. But I'm not quite sure what this creature is exactly. Again, I'm guessing it's a Sahuagin, just based off of the look of it. Paint job wise, actually very well done. There's really nice dry brushing on it. The belt is actually delineated from the rest of the body. The body is mostly green, but it does have some texture to it. It does have some very light colors at the highlights and a nice wash to it. The coral or whatever is on his back. I think it's coral. Yeah, I think he's a Sahuagin. Or Sahagin, however you want to say it. It just looks really cool. And I mean, this might be a named character, but even if it's not, you can use this as one of those creatures. I'm not going to say it again just in case I butcher it. But relatively well done. Like, I really actually enjoy the paint job on this. It looks incredible. So yeah, that is number 12 of 46, Colenth. Really cool. I like the spear. The spear is probably one of my favorite parts of it. All right, final medium / small of this box. 2 of 8. Really cool mini. 22 of 46, the Draconian Foot Soldier. Now, the Draconians, if I recall, are a race of individuals from Dragonlance, which they did announce that there's a Dragonlance book coming out. Sorry if that's spoilers for you, but I mean, congratulations, now you know. But the mini itself actually looks really good. The paint job on it, again, is like mostly green. I think that's a theme with dragons, and dragonkin is like, there's like the green skin scales, kind of like reptilian or serpent-like. The cloak that he has over his shoulders is actually very well done. The gauntlets are all right. They could use a little bit more work on them. I love the sickle that he has, this weird like curved blade. Looks really cool. And the front mail that he has on him is actually also really cool. But yeah, really cool. Nice dry brushing effect on the back of the wing. I love when that happens because it just brings such texture and depth to the mini itself. He's beefy. This is a beefy Draconian. So if you have like I guess you could use it as an Abishai, which is like a demon or a devil, like a devil dragon. You could use it as that. You could use it as a Draconian. But I mean, it's really well done. Again, like I said, he's very beefy. The tail is really thick. And the wings are just really cool. I loved winged creatures, and this is a very sturdy mini, so I'm very happy with this. Yeah, Beautifully done. And that's number 2246, Draconian Foot Soldier. And that would bring us to the large of this box, which fell out, which is good, so you don't have to hear all of that. Another one of my favorite creatures, if you've been watching these videos and anything really that we make, you know that I'm a big fan of hags, but I'm also a big fan of these type of creatures, and this is number 32 of 46, the Dragon Blood Ooze. Not really a paint job to be said on this mini. It's translucent paint, or sorry, translucent plastic, I should say. So it has this like very bloody look to it. It is a little see-through, as most oozes are, gelatinous cubes, you know, ochre jellies, black puddings, things like that. I just love oozes. I think they're so cool. One of my favorite oozes is the Oblex, and they're just absolutely intense and fun. But I love even though, and this is something that I have really appreciated about minis like this in the past that don't have a lot of a paint job on them. Even though there isn't much of a paint job, it was probably just printed like this. There is still a dynamicism to the mini. It's moving. There are pieces of it that kind of go over the edge of the barrier of its base, and you know it shows that it's moving, and it's got these like tendrils of what sticky liquid would look like if it was moving up and kind of changing. So the scales are a really nice touch to it, because it, you know, shows that draconic aspect to it and kind of gives it more of a character. And it's impressive, you know, it's really impressive what Wizkids has been able to do with some of their minis that don't have not very good, don't have a paint job at all, because they don't need it, and giving them character and breathing life into them. So I'm really happy with this, and this is the large of the set. So that's number 3246, the Dragon Blood Ooze. All right, on to box number 3. I think I went backwards with these. I accidentally grabbed the heavier of the two first, but that's okay. All right, gonna put this over here. Trying to be as quiet as possible when I open these, because I know that it can be a little bit shocking to the senses to have it happen right next to the microphone. I'm opening it off screen so you guys can't see what it is. This one did not fall out of the box, so it might be a little loud. Let me get the smalls and mediums out real quick. It looks like I got a couple more smalls in this one, which is good, because the smalls for this set are certain creatures that you definitely need a lot of. Beautiful. All right. So we're going to start with, I'm actually going to do both of these at the same time because they're small enough. So 2 of the smalls out of this one are 6 out of 46 and 18 out of 46. And these are both kobolds of different varieties. The lower number, the 6, is a kobold zombie, and the higher one, the 18, is a kobold warlock. Now, the paint job on the zombie leaves a little to be desired. You know, you can tell it's undead because of its look and the way that it's kind of moving, and it definitely has like a good look to it. But the paint job on the warlock is actually pretty well done. You have that light bit of dry brushing on the wings that kind of add a depth and a texture to it, as well as the tail. And even though it's relatively small, there's like a crazy amount of detail. I didn't realize actually that the staff on the end of it has a little crystal that's actually translucent plastic. So that's really, really cool. And you know, with the adaption, that's not a word, with the change, I should say, over to the clear bases and these new flying effects on the bases, they've really been able to add a nice dynamicism to minis like this. It's got a nice movement to it. It's got a little fireball in its hand, like it's ready to cast something. I would have liked a little bit more color on the robes and stuff, but the eyes and the mouth and the face are really well done. It looks really, really cool. But yeah, that's a really cool mini. And then to the zombie again. I just wish there was a little bit more desiccation that was shown on it. It's just kind of like blots of bone color with no real reason. It doesn't look like there's any bone exposed besides the ribs, maybe. I was just maybe like a mix of that color and like a deep mauve purple to kind of show like the flesh of it, since that seems to be like the color they like to go for zombie flesh, especially for creatures that aren't like human or anything like that. Just would have been a little nice. But I mean, overall, not upset. You can honestly use the kobold zombie as just a regular kobold and it would work. And I have, I think, like 8 of them in my arsenal right now. So adding these is not a bad thing. I love more kobolds. Kobolds are awesome. And I technically have the kobold skeleton, so I could do like a little undead kobold army. That sounds like fun. Maybe I'll do that for a one shot or something. I don't know. I'm getting off track. But yeah, that is the kobold zombie and the kobold warlock, 6 of 46 and 18 of 46 respectively. But still really cool. I absolutely love them. Now this next one I'm actually really excited about because when they announced that they were releasing the ancient dragons and kind of over time, I was like, I'm getting all of them. I want the life cycle of all the dragons, so I can have at any given moment the dragons that I need. This is number 10 of 46, the blue dragon Wormling, and it's actually really well done. You can kind of tell what they put more effort into. It is a little weird that the interior of the wing has this like tan color to it, but the exterior is just blue. I would have liked to see that tan color on the outside too. But the eyes are surprisingly very well done. And overall, it's not the worst paint job I've seen. It could definitely use some tweaks to it, but I'm happy to have this because I have the adult version already, and I'll probably now get a young one to paint so I can have it. I have a Wormling of black, a Wormling of white, a young of black, a young of white, a adult of blue, sapphire, white, green, red. I think that's it. And then I have the ancient white. So I have the full life cycle of the white dragon. I'm probably just going to print out and paint most of them. I just don't have the money for some of the larger minis at the moment. I can't justify spending that much on it. When they were like $100, I would, which is, I understand why they're doing it. You know, it is with COVID and everything, things have happened, and that's why prices are going up. I just hope that they come back down when that goes down. But again, getting off track. The mini itself, like I said, is absolutely gorgeous. I love the detail on it. It's actually relatively well done. I would have liked to see a little bit more wash on like the chest scales and things like that, where the tan is. Adding like a brown wash to that would have been really nice. But yeah, the teeth also could use a little bit of a brush on because you can't really see them, but that's okay. But yeah, I'm actually really excited about this. I'm glad that I have one of these in my, hoard now. But yeah, Blue Dragon Wormling, 10 of 46. Super happy with that. Alrighty, the large of this set. Sorry. Pick up trash later. The large of this set is number 25 of 46, the Lion Drake, which is actually on the side of the box. I love this. I love the fact that it has, I think it's brass or gold referencing when it comes to the wings, like coming out and how they swoop down the back. The paint job on this is, I would say, excellent if it weren't missing an eye. It is good though. There's a really nice gradient on the wings, which I love. I love gradient on wings. I think it's one of the few pleasures I get in painting as much as I do. The fur actually does have a nice texture to it. The skin, or it's still fur. The fur, it just looks really good. It is missing an eye, unfortunately, but the other eye looks very good. The mouth it's a mouth. It looks like it's smiling for a school picture. But the tail is relatively nice as well. I really love the gradient on this and the fact that it has the wings that kind of draw inspiration from a gold or brass dragon, where it kind of goes all the way down the back. They're relatively cool creatures. I like to think that they're like a mix between a sphinx and a dragon. But again, I don't know the lore, the background of a lot of these creatures. Some of them I do, but really, really nice paint job. I literally just can't get over the gradient on the wings. It looks so good. You can definitely tell that there, however they painted this, like I said earlier, there are some that people really enjoyed painting, or that the printer that paints it got just absolutely perfect. But yeah, this is a really cool mini. I'm glad that I got this out of the set. So that is number 25 of 46, the Lion Drake. All right, 3 boxes down. Number 4. And don't forget, if you aren't already and you're watching to now, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We do a lot of Twitch streams as well. So if you'd like to come out for those, I would appreciate it. And if you could just, follow us on our socials, it really helps boost it. If you could like this and leave a comment of what your favorite mini out of the set was, I would really appreciate it. I'll give it a heart. And we'll be painting some what's going to look like a dragon. We may have already done it by the time this comes out, but I've got a lot of backlog of minis that I've painted. So if you have any questions on that, please feel free to reach out on any of the socials that we have, and I will answer any questions. I love chatting with the community, so thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. But we'll get on to the 4th box now. This one also didn't fall out of the box, but that's okay. It's a really cool mini. It is so thin. Oh my goodness. I'm really excited for the large of this set, but let me get the smalls and mediums out first. Which are also really good. This is a good set. I'm really excited about this. All right, we're gonna do this one first. We'll go in that order. So the first one out of this set, I believe, is also a rare. If it's not a rare, it's an uncommon. And it's 35 of 46, Dragonborn of Tiamat. Now, you can kind of see on the front, I don't know if you'll be able to see it very well on the video that I take of it, but there's a little like 5-pointed star, it looks like. That is actually the symbol of Tiamat. I love the kind of icy blue nature of the skin, the white hair. Really, everything on this, unfortunately, except the face, is well painted. You can kind of see beautiful texture to the leathers or mail that this creature is wearing. There's nice dynamicism when it comes to the color changing, of like adding specific colors in spaces. The axe looks really gnarly. It's got a nice little dry brush to it. The cloak looks really good. Yeah, it's just a cool mini. It could be used as any kind of Dragonborn, to be honest with you. Although it is icy blue, so it's kind of hard to pick between a blue or a white, but it can be used for either, to be honest with you. It's it's a relatively cool mini. Like I would use it consistently if there were ever a Dragonborn, or even if there was a aspect of Tiamat or a chosen champion of Tiamat, I would use it as that. Again, I just wish there was a better paint job done on the eyes or the face, just the whole face, really. It leaves a little bit to be desired. It leaves a lot to be desired, to be honest with you. But I'm giving my my biased opinion, based off of just the paintability that I have and I've seen in others. Really well done on the armor and the body. Just the skin, I just wish it was a little bit better. But still a very, very cool mini. And another one that I'm glad to have in the horde to use for whenever. But yeah, it's number 35 of 46, the Dragonborn of Tiamat. All right, next in line, we have number 2 of 46, so the second most common, the Dragon Blessed. And this one actually isn't that bad. It's relatively well painted. There's really nice texture to it. It could have used a little bit of dry brushing, but like the detail on the scarf that this person has, there's like actual like dragon face on it, and it looks so cool. It definitely looks like the paint got globbed a little bit on the armor because it looks like it had some texture to it. And the eyes are haunting. But overall, like actually a really well painted mini. It's got like little jewelry on the ears, like ear cuffs that look really good. Um, yeah, I'm actually super impressed by this. This is really, really nicely done job for, what's available. Um, Dragon blessed individuals, I think there's like a background you can pick for it, but there's also a stat block for them, and you can honestly kind of give anyone the ability to be dragon blessed. Um, but they're basically creatures that have kind of stood by the side of dragons or been deemed worthy to be blessed by dragons. That's why their names are dragon blessed. And they kind of get extra abilities from them, almost like a patron or a patron warlock relationship, which I actually am trying to work on a Great Worm patron warlock subclass, but creating subclasses is so hard. Back to the mini. Yeah, paint job is really well done. I really, really actually enjoy this. There's nice delineation between parts of the body, the armor, and the cloth, and that's always nice to see because sometimes it can get muddled and lost in some of the paint. But yeah, I'm actually super happy about this. I hope I get a second one of these because it's just absolutely well done. And that's number 246, the Dragon Blessed. All right, last small slash medium. I guess this is a medium creature. Another one that I technically already have, but I'm glad that I have another one of, is number 21 of 46, the Black Dragon Wormling. Unlike the blue, the black does tend to have just fully black coloration. I would have liked to see a bit of a lighter black on the membrane in between the spines of the wing, just to kind of have a difference of color. And like the blue, nope, just kidding. This one does have an eye. I'm just blind. This one does have both of its eyes. The teeth are also slightly painted, which is nice. The tongue is painted, which is really nice. The scales on the front, again, could have used a sepia tone wash. It looks like they just put black wash on it, and it kind of splotched in a couple places. It's black. It's a black dragon, so I mean it should be, but I wish there was a little bit more coloration to it. But again, it's nice to have different styles because you never know, your party might run across the eggs of a black dragon, couple have hatched, and now they have to fight a couple black dragon wormlings or figure out what to do with them. Try to teach them become good and fail miserably. But yeah, just some minor things that I would have changed about it. But overall, it's a good mini. And that's number 21 of 46, the Black Dragon Wormling. Now, the large of this set, I was so excited about. Sorry for the sound, but as is. It's funny, this was the lightest one, and I should have known. This is number 28 of 46, the Metallic Peacekeeper. It is impressive what they have been able to do with very thinly sculpted minis recently when it comes to like Wizkids sets. There's translucent plastic in this. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the entire thing was translucent plastic and it was painted over like this, but it just looks cool. Like it's a very simple paint job. There's not a lot of additives to it. There doesn't look to be too much of a dry brush. There is some kind of filigree on the metal itself that probably could have used with like a highlight just to kind of make it pop a little bit more, maybe make it a different metal like a platinum or something. But this is just a cool looking mini. Like it shows the movement of it very well. I don't know, again, a lot about the lore of these creatures, but obviously they're constructs. You could use this as any kind of construct. It reminds me actually of the construct we ran into in our Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough, in the Arcane Tower. Very lithe and thin and held together by magic, but probably super, super powerful and fast. It just looks really cool. I know I've said that like 4 times now, but it just looks Really, really cool. Um, yeah. Again, not much on the paint job, but I don't think this is one that really needs it. Again, the only thing I probably would have added is just a little dry brushing on that filigree, to kind of add a nice texture to it and really give it kind of a presence. But overall, a really cool mini. Again, I've said it like 5 times now, but I just can't get over it. So, so cool. But yeah, that is the large of that box, and that is the 4th box. So we are on to the latter half. Now we're getting into the heavier of the smaller boxes, and then we'll get into the super boosters as soon as we're done with these. And again, this is the first set that has done super boosters, to my knowledge, that WizKids has done in recent memory for 5th edition. And I'm kind of excited to see what comes in each of them. So this is box number 5, and this is still just a regular box. Oh, I'm so glad I saved this for save the larger ones for, or the heavier ones for last. Because this mini is one that I was hoping to get. But let's get the smalls and mediums out first. Probably start with the small on this one and work our way up. And it isn't all dragon stuff, which is nice. They did introduce some minis that were not draconic. Holy cow, that's crazy. Which I'm excited about. So we're going to start with the smallest one on this. This is number 4 of 46. Let me make sure I'm reading this correctly. The Dragon Speaker. Now, my best guess is that this is a herald of dragons. It looks like a gnome. It's got a little pointy hat. I can't tell what it's holding in its hand. Might be a sham or some kind of hand cone or something. It is very tiny detail, so it's hard to get really good work on tiny detail sometimes. But honestly, not a bad paint job. Pretty well done. It's got a nice texture to it, and the beauty of having texture in minis is sometimes you can get away with not doing a lot and it will still show up as very, very pretty. And this is one of those moments. I actually fully enjoy this small little gnome man or woman or them. Yeah. The skin on the hands is different on both hands, and one of its hands definitely looks like it had a hard time printing. But overall, relatively well done paint job. Like, I actually really appreciate how well this is done, and can be used really for anything. You can use it as a gnome character or use it for, really whatever you want, Dragon Speaker or not. So really cool mini. That's number 446, the Dragon Speaker. All right, so next up, the reason why I said that they weren't doing all dragons in this is because this is definitely not dragon related, but this is number 11 of 46, the Vine Blight. I think I've got a Twig Blight in my my horde, a single Twig Blight in my horde. But Vine Blights are really cool. They can be used in really any setting as long as there's vines and forest. You could put them in a sewer. You could put them in a forest and a swamp. You could have them be an actual friendly character and be like, hey, something's corrupting this area. Just a really cool mini to have. It's definitely one that's useful, and the paint job on it is not horrible. Being made of vines, I kind of wish there was a little bit more brown. It is mostly green, but it's got a nice wash to it. The shadows are really, really nice. And overall, I'm not upset with this. I'm glad that I finally have a Vine Blight in my set. I should probably go pick up some more or print some more and paint them, but really, really, really cool, really well done. The face has actually got some really nice texture to it. They're just getting better at printing very dynamic minis. The paint job needs to be a little better on some of them, and I mean, it would be golden. It is expensive to buy. I didn't say this in the beginning. I'll probably notate it in the beginning with it, kind of giving you the MSRP of it so you guys know what you're getting into if you want to buy a brick. But yeah, really well done. I'm really excited about this, and I'm glad to have one. So that's number 11 of 46, the Vine Blight. The last medium of this, going in fashion for, I guess, this brick that I bought, number 20 of 46, the Green Dragon Wormling. So I have a blue, a black, and a green Dragon Wormling, and unlike its predecessors, this one is actually pretty well done overall. I don't really have a lot of things about it that I would change. Green dragons don't tend to kind of get that membranous look until later in life, and I guess that could be said for the other two. But you know, the tan is only on the bottom for the blue, and the black is literally just black paint. I would have liked to see at least maybe like a dry brush on it to show that it had a sheen to it. But the claws on the back are done well. I think the only thing that I would have an issue with is the fact that the mouth just looks like they took red paint and just blobbed it there. But the eyes look really, really good. The teeth at least have a little bit of white to them, although it does look like they're the same color as this tannish yellow. But honestly, not upset with it. And again, it's really nice to be able to have all of these wormlings to start the process of getting all of the creatures. I think I did paint a green dragon for a friend recently, but I think I might go and pick up the Nolger's unpainted version of the young green dragon and paint that. If you're looking to paint things as well, again, we have painting tutorials and streams, but Realmsmith, Jason Acevedo, I'm probably saying that incorrectly, and I'm so sorry, but he does amazing work with minis. I have based a lot of my painting jobs based off of what he has done, because I just think that he's an incredible miniature painter. But yeah, the green dragon specifically is one that I was looking at, and I'll probably pick up a young one to paint soon because I need to expand my green dragon collection for reasons. But that's number 20 and 46, the green dragon wormling, and that is the last medium of this box. And I am so excited for the large of this box. Don't want to break it. Sorry for the sound. Number 26 and 46, the young Moonstone Dragon. Not only is the paint job on this very, very well done, with some minor tweaks I would put into it, but like, look at those wings. I mean, come on. How cool is that? When they were introducing gem dragons, I had already started working on some gem dragons for my game, my home games, and because I love the idea of them, and I was like, I don't know when we're going to get any gem dragons. And then they were like, oh, Fizban's is being released. And I was like, you guys are reading my mind. It's really weird. Although it does take like 2 years to produce a book, but regardless, this is just a really cool mini. It's very pretty. I love the like lithe aspect of all of the gem dragons. Like the emerald dragon is super thin and lithe, and I think the sapphire is the only one that's not really. But this is just a cool mini. Like it's got a variation of blue to show you that like how Moonstone is. Like it is very bluish, but it does have like a white aspect to it. I do wish that these little horns at the top of the wings were painted a different color. Almost, I think if they took this light blue and put this up here, that would have worked really well, just to have some variation. But honestly, that's like the only thing that I really have to say about this. There's definitely some areas where paint could have moved up a little bit to kind of fill in spaces. But the eyes look really cool. The mouth isn't like horrible. And again, those wings are just so cool. I loved wing creatures. All the wing creatures that Wizkids has been releasing minis of are just so cool. And I'm so glad to have something like this in my collection. I may never use it, but who cares? I get to do what I want. I'm the DM in most of the games that I play. Don't get to play it all anymore, but yeah, really cool mini. If you can't tell, this is a little off the cuff, this episode. Trying to be more approachable. But this is the young Moonstone Dragon, number 26 of 46. And that's the first of the two heavy boxes. This is the last regular booster box before we get to the super boosters. So I'm excited to see what we get. So far, we have gotten 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the 8 that are on the box. Technically 9 or 10, but the super boosters are on the back. So we've gotten 4 out of the 8 that were on the box. Sorry for the sound. Another beauty of a large one. Oh, you're so pretty. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. I'm sorry that I saw it off screen before you guys can see it. Move the stuff that I'm painting right now so I can make space. All right. We're going to start with the small on this one because we do have a really small one. Actually, no, we're not going to start with a small one. We're going to start with a repeat. Blue Dragon Wormling, number 10 of 46. This is a repeat. Not upset to have a repeat ever, but I mean, this is something that I don't think you'll ever really put more than one on the board. So this might be something that I add as a giveaway. When I have extras of stuff, if we ever do giveaways, I like to throw minis in or something small to be extra. This one, I think both of them have both their eyes. Yeah, both of them have both their eyes. This one is a little more forward with some of the color on the body. But honestly, I'm not upset with it. Out of the two, I think I like this one better, but who knows? But that's number 10 of 46, Blue Dragon Wormling. First repeat. 6 boxes in. That's crazy. Now we're going to do the small. The small of this set is number 5 of 46, and that is a Horde Scarab. Now, this is very flat, but it does have a nice texture to it. And there is a bit of a wash on it, so it actually does show some of the shadows that it naturally has. And honestly, it's a really cool mini. You could honestly, if you wanted to, put some like sticky tack on this on the back and put it on terrain, and have it as like a centerpiece for any kind of like Sphinx, or if you're having like an Egyptian style game, you could have something like that on there. But it's also, I mean, if you want to throw it into a Horde, I was half convinced that I was going to throw a Horde Mimic into one of my games recently because they fought an Ancient Dragon, and I thought it'd be funny. But I thought that they should deserve a rest after they fought one. But yeah, the paint job, it's gold. Again, I'm appreciative of the fact that there is a little bit of shade on it because you can kind of see the very, very nice details that it has on it. But really just a cool mini overall. Like I'm not upset. I haven't been really upset with any of the minis that we've gotten so far. So super excited about this. And that's number 5 of 46, the Horde Scarab. All right. The last medium slash small mini of this set is beautifully painted, and it's the Draconian Mastermind, number 24 of 46. Yeah, this is gorgeous. This paint job is like, this is something that I could see any relatively well versed miniature painter painting. The detail work on the front and side pieces, there's some shade in the metallics that it has, the dry brushing on the chest that gives it kind of this feeling that you would see in, like, you know, the stomach of a snake or something like that, is very pretty. The face is done relatively well. It doesn't look like there are eyes, and if they are, they might be glowing. But honestly, this is really well done. I'm impressed. You know, there are some of these that I was kind of like, oh, is this might be the basis for most of the paint jobs in this, and if that was the case, I'd be a little worried. But honestly, as I've opened more of the boxes, they've just gotten better and better in the paint job, and I absolutely adore this. Could be used as a Dragonborn as well if you want to. Noticeably, the Draconians don't have really horns on their head. They're very smooth, much like the gem dragonborns. But honestly, again, you could use this for really anything. You want a badass gladiator that you want to throw at your party to fight? This would be a great mini for it. You want a powerful ally that is like a cult of the, you know, metallic dragon paladin, you could use it for that. You want a dope barbarian who is, you know, roaming the fields of the nine hells in search for Tiamat? Boom. This is also a great character. Something I've noticed is that the Draconians are absolutely ripped. They are just like 10-pack ripped. So be prepared if you're a player. But really, really just well done. Like, absolutely gorgeous mini. I love the detail on it, and it's painted to perfection. So I'm very, very happy with this. And that's number 2446, the Draconian Mastermind. Now, the large of this box is also something that I'm happy to get. Sorry for the sound. Number 2746, the Young Crystal Dragon. Oh my, you are so pretty. Eyes and all. Light dry brushing on translucent plastic to give it a metallic sheen or crystal-like sheen. Two tails. There's not much I can say about this that is bad. It is actually a very, very well done mini. It is very hard sometimes to get across what you're looking for when it comes to crystals and printing them, because not a lot of plastics have that sheen to them that give you that like nice crystalline look. Most of them just end up looking metallic, but they did a wonderful job at the paint job on this because there is paint on it. And it gives this very earthy, glassy tone to it that gives it like a crystal look, which is kind of the point. It is gorgeous. I adore this. This is probably the Moonstone in this. I'm so happy that I got. And we haven't even opened the super boosters yet. So we're probably going to get more dragons. I love dragons. And, you know, it's part of the name, but like dragons are always cool to throw at your players. It is just an amazing mini. It's so pretty. I'm so happy that Gem Dragons came out, and I'm so happy that I got this. Jeez, it's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. I'm just staring at it. I'm literally just staring at it. I'm sorry that I got quiet. Well, that's number 27 of 46, the Young Crystal Dragon. Oh. Local game shops, everybody. They treat you right. Even though I'm the one who picked this brick out. Go make sure that you support your local businesses. This is a hard time for everyone. And yeah, it might be $30 extra for the brick, but if you can support someone and get minis like this, I mean, come on. It's a no-brainer for me. I'm always going to support. I go to Grandmaster Games here in Boulder. They are absolutely incredible. The gentleman who runs the shop is the kindest person, and he has been supremely helpful. So I'm just going to shout them out real quick. If you're in the Colorado area and you want to go visit a good game shop, they are definitely a game shop to go hang out at. They have a massive selection of army paints, and they have all of the speed paints, and I'm so excited because I'm buying more of them, and they're absolutely incredible. So yeah, quick shout out to them. I'll probably put it in the description as well. I'll link to their website, but they've been absolutely awesome. So, all right. So now we get into our first super booster. It is double the size of a regular booster, and I believe it has two larges. And I think that's it. I think it just has two large minis to it, which is good because this whole set has had mostly large minis. But each brick comes with 2 super boosters and 6 regular booster boxes. And then a case would come with 8 super boosters and 24 booster boxes. I did that right? 6, 8. Yeah, because each thing comes with 8 overall. But if you buy a case, you'll get every mini regardless, because unless something severely wrong happens, but you should get everyone. So, our first... Oh my god. Okay, this one came with 1. Maybe they only come with one? Oh, it is one. So Super Booster is one large or huge collectible miniature inside. So they only come with one. But that, holy crap. Well worth the price if you get two of these big minis. I'll have to put this together off screen. Hold on. It literally came separated because it's so big. And I think I know what it is. I think. I could be wrong, but I think. I'm going to have to get a bigger spinner for the minis when I show them off. Also, here's the ASMR version of, or part of the video. Enjoy. As I try to get this out of the bag. There's just so many Pokebits it's poking through. Let me get that out of my hand so I can actually work on it. But I hope you guys have enjoyed the video so far. I guess we only have two minis left. This one and the one that's in the other Super Booster. Alright, so I think this is this wing. Nope, it is. It's got to be this wing. I just have to put it in correctly. No, maybe I'm wrong. Sorry. Some assembly required wasn't on the box, so I wasn't prepared for it. Okay, well, this is definitely this one. There we go. There's one. And, oh, okay, it was this side. I was just stupid. All right, so what is with the... I just must have insane luck. Like, insane luck when it comes to picking up booster bricks. Because I think every single booster brick that I've picked up that we've done reviews for, I've gotten the rarest of the rare, like last number out of last number of the set. And keeping with that theme, number 46 of 46, the Dragonell. Now this is a big mini. This was part of the Super Booster. It came the wings came separate from the mini itself. It was a little confusing to put together, but paint job wise, it is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. They continue to blow me away with the effort that they are putting into the larger minis. Yeah, some of the dragons probably could use a little bit more of a paint job. There was the whole Arviaturus gate, if you want to call it that, where there were a lot of people who were just very upset with the standard of which they had for their paint jobs for it. They completely rebounded, probably did the best of any company that I know of, and they were like, hey, send us your old stuff and we will send you a new one free of charge with a better paint job. And I was one of those people that was like, I would like a better paint job. I paid, $120 for this. And I got the new one, and it's just absolutely incredible. They've put a lot of effort into making sure that these minis are tabletop ready for players to look at, and this is no different. The green aspect of it is beautiful. The membrane of the skin between the wings is what I want to see. It's delineated from the spines. The spines are a little darker. The face is absolutely gorgeous. It looks like an old school D&D mini, like dragon. It really does. The scales on the back show more of like a serpent-like look to them. This is a beautiful, beautiful mini. And it's number 46 of 46. Again, I don't know what my luck is. I don't understand. You're probably not seeing me look at the screen right now because you're probably looking at the mini, but my goodness. It's just beautifully well done. Some small things I would do is, one, I would actually color the nails of the front. If you're going to paint the ones in the back black, I would paint the ones on the front black as well. But gorgeous mini. The wings are beautiful. And it, even though it is separate, they meld into the mini extremely well. So yeah, that is number 46 of 46, the Dragonell. God, what is my luck? I just don't understand. All right, this one's a little. I should have saved that one for last because this one is a little lighter. So we do only have one mini left. I thought there were two in each of the super boosters. I'm sorry if I misled you at the beginning. I just didn't read the box because I'm stupid. But this is going to be the last mini of this set, and this is actually what I was hoping for. So a little bit of a waste of space. I would have liked to see this more in the regular box sets, but I am nonetheless happy to have it. Sorry for the sound. Ooh, there you go. If you probably saw it on the screen as I picked it up, but it is number 40 of 46, the Horde Mimic. And again, I love mimics, and this is no exception. Beautifully well done. The mouth and the teeth specifically look absolutely incredible. The tongue looks really cool. The eyes are very well done. I would have liked a little bit more shade on the coins, just to kind of give it a brushed, more of a brushed look. But I will probably be picking up another super booster on its own, because there are a few minis that are super booster minis, like the Eye Drake or the Dragonflesh Abomination, the Sea Serpent, or the Young Amethyst or Young Sapphire. I would love to have either of those. But I am extremely happy with what I've gotten. Love the Horde Mimic. It is hollow on the bottom, so it is not solid, which is good because it saves plastic. And overall you can kind of get an easier time lifting it. But a really cool mini nonetheless. Like, Horde Mimics are so cool. When they were like, yeah, we're gonna make a Dragon Horde, but we're gonna make it alive, I was like, you guys are sadistic, and I love it. It looks, I mean, you're looking at it probably right now. It looks kind of like a very weird Sarlacc pit from Star Wars. It is just so cool. It's just fun. Like, I love mimics so much. I think they're so cool. They are so much fun, and they're really a staple of D&D. Like, you can't go wrong in throwing a mimic at your party at some point, even if they're high level and it's a small little thing. But yeah, that's number 40 of 46. A lot of rares in the set that we got, but so now we reach the part of the show episode, I don't know what you want to call this, where I pick out the worst paint job, best paint job, least useful, most useful, and kind of just my favorite mini overall from the set. I do this with everyone just because I like to, see one, kind of get a better look through of after I've opened them. But two, I like to give you, like I said, my opinion. You can disagree with me. That's fine. We're allowed to have opinions on different things. And honestly, if you'd like to put same thing down in the description, or down in the comments, I should say, you can answer these questions for me as well to let me know what you think. I would really appreciate it. If you're at this part of the video, thank you for sticking around. I know it's kind of long, but I like doing a little bit of an in-depth process to it. So without further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to do the least useful and the worst paint job first. Unfortunately, none of these are not useful. You can use them really for anything. And that's kind of frustrating because I have to pick one that I don't think would be useful. And honestly, I'll pick this one. It's not that it's not useful, it's just the least useful out of all of them. And that's the Horde Scarab. It's just, again, it's very circumstantial. The Horde Mimic is also technically circumstantial, but you could literally be like, hey, we have a bank and we sent someone down to go grab gold the other day and they never came back. And everyone that we've sent down there for the past couple weeks hasn't been coming back. So we're kind of worried that the place is haunted. You can use a Horde Mimic for anything. This Horde Scarab, though, is a little more specific, and I don't see me using it really ever unless I have another Horde or another dragon, which I probably will because, again, I love dragons. It's beautiful. It's well done. It can be used as a terrain piece. It can be used as many different things, but when it comes to overall usability for a game, it is definitely the least useful. And I'm sorry, you look really cool, but that's the truth. Um, all right. Worst paint job. This one's a little difficult because there are ones that have really, really nice paint jobs to them. Um, Again, it's just difficult to pick. I'll probably go with this one though, because looking at all of them, the ones that I said were not great had some aspects of them that were saving. But the Cobalt Zombie was just, I just needed more. Um, it's not that it's the worst. It's definitely not the worst paint job that we've had on Brick by Brick, but it leaves so much to be desired. I just wish there was some small changes. Even the Kobold Vampire that we got, I think we got in the Van Richten set, I'll have to rewatch, had more of a paint job than this. I just add some color. Like, yes, a Kobold is red, they have red skin, they have red scales, they can technically have any color scales that you want. But I just wish there would have been like purple, like showing some flesh, instead of just being like bone, bone, bone. I really wish that it was a little bit better, but say la vie. I can't really make the decisions for this. Maybe one day, maybe I'll move up to Seattle or wherever Wizkids is based and be like, hey, I would like to be your paint person, please and thank you. But yeah, that's gonna be the worst paint job. We're gonna switch around what I did for the previous one. We're gonna do best paint job and then most useful. And best paint job has to go to the Draconian Mastermind. I mean, just absolutely gorgeous. Like, yes, the big minis look really good. The crystal dragons look really good. But this is like expertly done. Like, I probably wouldn't hash out, 30 to 40 bucks for this job, but I would still pay money to get this specific mini because of how good this paint job is. And that's saying something because I paint my own minis. So, also support local artists. Like, if you have someone who that paints minis for money, buy it from them. Make sure that they don't, they have the ability to. A lot of people like to sell painted minis of things that they're not supposed to. There are merchant licenses for that, regardless of the point. But support friends and stuff like that. But I would absolutely pay for this. It's gorgeous. It's very well done. It's tabletop ready to the extreme. Like, this is something that you could put on the table and someone would be like, did you paint that? No, Wizkids painted that, and they did a phenomenal job at it. It just looks beautiful. It is very, very, very well done. Super, super impressed by it and super excited to possibly use it in the future. But, all right, most useful. Now, this one is hard as well because I'm going to be honest with you. I'll add a thing in here. I might put them on the screen again. My most excited to use minis are the dragon minis that I got. The Dragonell, the Gem Dragons. They're just gorgeous. And I'm so excited to use them. But most useful, as in can be used the most in games. You could make an argument that any of the humanoids could be used the most. Dragon Blessed is always a good pick option. Little gnome fellow. But I honestly think that overall, the one that's probably going to get the most use out of me for the game, Construct is also a good pick, but I'm going to have to go with the Washtub Mimic. This could be used at low level for anybody multiple times over. Anytime you have a one shot, you want to throw a mimic at them, you could use this mini. Anytime you're starting a new campaign and you're looking for, a plot hook or a quest to give them to get some money for them, Washtub Mimic. Really, any mimic is going to be extremely useful because they're, especially at low level, they're able to be used a lot. And even at high level, you can use multiple of them to really make an encounter that much more difficult. You could have them fight a lich or something, and it has created multiple mimics, and they come to his aid. It is by far the most useful. in my mind. And it's also just a very well painted mini. It's well done. Again, I there are definitely highs and there are definitely lows in this, which average out to, I would say, above average, because a lot of these are actually very well done. But yeah, I can't get over some of the paint jobs on these. That Crystal Gem Dragon is gorgeous. The Moonstone is decent. The Gem, what is it? The Gem Stalker is really well done. The Draconian Mastermind, I literally can't get over how good that came out. And the Dragonell too. The Dragonell is absolutely gorgeous. So that's a brick. You get 4 minis per box in the small booster bricks, or small booster boxes. So you're looking at 24 minis plus 2 guaranteed large or huge minis. So you're looking at 26 minis, and you're almost guaranteed to get at least. I mean, they have the little circle that makes them smaller, but I got 5 huge minis out of this. And a really good spread. I only got 1 duplicate, which is never a bad thing, especially when commons are things like Dragon Blessed, which could be used as a commoner in any town setting, kobolds, guard drakes, things that the thing I appreciate about commons is that you can use a bunch of them, and that's kind of, I didn't look a lot into this set because I wanted to be surprised by it, because I knew it was going to have dragons in it. I knew that was going to be interesting to a lot of people. But that's what I got with a brick. I'll probably put up a video of, like, right about here, of all of the minis, so you can kind of get an idea of what the scale of what I got was. But I mean, most are medium-sized creatures with a couple smalls, and the smalls were kobolds and stuff like that. So honestly, an amazing set. I highly recommend getting yourself a box of these. If you have the financial ability to. Obviously, this is something that, I have a privilege of being able to do. I spend my own money on it, but I do that because I enjoy this game so much and I enjoy having minis at the table. So if you can, be sure to go and support your local game stores and buy from them. And yeah, I can't gush about this anymore. I could talk about it for hours, and unfortunately, I don't want you to be sitting here for that long. So thank you for joining me again. Be sure to comment what your favorite mini was, what you thought the worst paint job was, best paint job, most useful, least useful, really whatever. If you have any questions, please reach out to me on our socials at StreamofMT on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. You can reach me specifically at really_Wheeler on Twitter. Is usually where I'm most active. But other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we're going to keep doing this brick by brick. So I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.